Hi there, this is a quick note to let you know about my next series titled Moeng, which means guest in Setswana. Each film in the series has its own title. The trailer you're about to see is for the first film, Equinox.
Och låt mig vara stilla och vörda vad jag ser. Det vackra och jorden är bara röd. Men det gör en ensam
Available on the 1st of April.
Okay, so on my desk, first thing, I'm going to start from right to left. I have a water bottle here. I keep this on my desk at all times because it actually helps me drink more water. And then over here is one of my favorite things. Charlie actually got this for me. It is a charging station. Check that out. So when it's green, that's when you know that it's charging. Or actually put this upside down, so that's not great. It's a charging screen. When you when it's charging, it's green, and when it's blue, it means that nothing is charging, as you can see. So I like to put my phone here, and sometimes I'll play some music from there, or sometimes I just put it there to charge. And I love to put my phone on do not disturb, because I'm someone who gets very agitated by like messages and stuff like that, and it makes me have very scattered energy. So it's nice to have it there where I put it. And actually the funny thing is, often, why isn't this charging over there? And often when I put the phone on there, I find that I actually forget where I put it, which is it's a good thing, because it means that I'm able to like completely focus on what I'm doing. The other thing that I guess I must have forgotten to put this back when I was cleaning, but is this speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker, and often when you can see it's been through a lot. I've had it for 3 or 4 years, and it's quite a powerful little thing. And whenever I put music playing from here, maybe on Spotify or whatever, then I will have this music coming from here. And then I have this. It just holds quite a lot of things, but my favorite thing that it holds is this little business card from the House of Intuition. The story of how I found the House of Intuition was like such a beautiful story. I'll tell you about it one day if it fits. But I recently ordered some stuff from them, and I love this because I'm a big believer in the power of your intuition, and how your intuition is actually your inner elder that guides you and helps you and actually has all the answers. So whenever you are having a hard time, or whenever I am having a hard time, I tend to look within and ask my inner elder or my intuition which direction to take, and she often has the answers. And then in here I have two external hard drives. This is an external hard drive I got in South Africa years ago. Like honestly, the pictures on here, when I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll sometimes open and look. And there's also a lot of projects in here from like a long time ago. Like I look at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've lived so many lives. And then this one is a new one that Charlie got for me. It's like 2 terabytes or something, or more than that, I don't know, because I was having like really distressing issues with my old phone. I got a new phone now, so it's a bonus terabyte, and I guess now that I'm making videos, it's going to be useful for storing those. And then here, oh my goodness, this is a Tamagotchi. Can you see it still has the plastic on it, because I haven't actually used it, but let me see if I can pull this. Look at that, guys. Aren't you getting nostalgia from this? Look at that. The chicken, the panda bear, the whale, the lion, unicorn. Oh, wait, that was maybe a seahorse. I don't know what that is. That a shrimp? Oh my gosh, okay, hedgehog. And then this is a sheep, penguin. I don't know what that is, bruh. I don't know what's going on there. Ooh, it's getting hairy now. We're not able to tell. Oh, these are kids? Okay, dog, frog, fish. I don't know why every time I say dog, I always end up saying dog in different ways, like dojo, dog, zog. I don't know why. There's something about the word dog. Butterfly. I don't know if there's a dinosaur on here because I've been trying to preserve using this, but I used to have a pet dinosaur and it actually died. Oh, shame. Anyway, so I've been putting this off because I want to choose the right animal for me. Time is oh, and okay, wait, we're gonna just pause this for now. But yeah, I have a Tamagotchi and I'm so proud of it. Charlie got it for me after I'd said to him that like I love things that like bring nostalgia. And then these are some pencils from Arteza, or markers from Arteza or Arteza, I don't know how to pronounce it, that I actually need to put back in their container. They're not mine, they're Charlie's, and he's somebody who loves to be organized. He doesn't like his stuff to be all over the place, especially like useful productivity things. So I need to go put it back put these back in the container. And then I have these are my blue light blocking glasses. You might have seen me wearing them sometimes. I sometimes also wear them when I go out because I like how they look. And I also like that whenever I go to a place where there might be some splatter of some sort, it protects my eyes. You know, it's COVID time. It's a mental thing. I don't know if it actually works. And then I also have this lip gloss. I'm not a big like makeup person, but I will say that lip gloss sometimes makes me feel luxurious and beautiful. Like, I don't know, makes me feel like, oh, this is like a day of like not just being in the house. And then obviously eraser. And then I got this like set of paint brushes a while ago when I started playing around with watercolors. And I just think they're so pretty. Look at them. And they were so well priced, which makes me wonder, where were they made and who was harmed in the making of them? In any case, we move on. Oh, obviously always a pair of scissors. Like, I am actually shocked at how often I use scissors. Literally every day there I am looking for a pair of scissors. So I have one here, I have one in the drawer, one in the kitchen, one in the lounge. It's wild. And then this little clip thing comes in handy when needed. And then on the wall here I have a little bit of artwork. I think usually I have a lot more artwork on my walls, but this is more like in progress because I spent a significant amount of time over the pandemic, like getting this room to be a place where I can feel productive and happy. And usually I would have a lot more artwork, but this is a space that Charlie and I share, so I have to be cognizant of the fact that he's not someone who likes that. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But in any case, over here we have a collage work that I actually did in a poetry class in college, and it actually just opened up this love for collage making and how you can create new worlds using collage. And I haven't been making as many collage artworks as I would like, but this one reminds me that I can. It also reminds me of a lot of the symbolism that this artwork was all about, and maybe one day I'll go into detail about like this specific artwork and what it's about. And then over here I started drawing a little bit this year, because I've been trying to get into a space where I'm just like, just create. And so this is one of those where I just started drawing, and I came up with this character who I think is pretty androgynous, but she's wearing a dress. So maybe it's a she, I don't know. But when I started making this character, it started off as being a man, and then I guess it turned into a woman because of the sweetheart neckline. I don't know, but I like this character. It just reminds me that I can make. And that all of us within us have a creator within that we can tap into whenever we feel like it and want to. And then this, oh my god, I love this so much. So my friends upstate, I don't know if that area would be called upstate, but near the Hudson River, had a baby. And the wildest thing is we used to visit them often, and because of the pandemic, because of me being in South Africa, all kinds of things, we weren't able to see each other since the baby was born. And also I think being a new parent is a lot, and we used to visit them at least twice, maybe 3 times a year, maybe even more sometimes, I think. But we haven't met the baby, so we sent over a gift and we got this bag, and oh my gosh, just melted my heart. So it's on my wall now. Love it. From Little Zenzi. And then here we have a little postcard. I don't know where this is from. Now I'm curious. Don't judge me, I use painter's tape. Oh, this is from 12th Street, which is like the journal that I used to work at. Well, not work at, but it was part of like my college credit. Love it. And then over here we have a little game of Galaga. I have become more and more of a gamer, and actually since meeting Charlie I realized that I've always been a gamer. It's just that I haven't really identified as one. But he got this for me for Christmas, and I love it. Whenever I have like a little free time, I will start playing it. And I'm a mean player, you know. I don't know if this gives you nostalgia, but it definitely gives me nostalgia. And the joystick actually works. You can actually move it left and right. Can you see that? And shoot. Oof. It's rough because I'm doing this with one hand. But I've gotten to a point where I even know where all the characters are coming from, etc. With one hand, killing them. Ah, that sound. Anyway, so whenever I have like a second or I want to clear my mind, sometimes I will play that. Oh, let me switch it off. Okay, it's gonna switch off on its own, whatever. And then this bell. Okay, I may be a little bit weird for this, but I bought this bell because firstly, I love old school things. It reminds me of my school. It reminds me of my childhood. And I like the sound of this. There is just something beautiful about it to me. And there's a podcast that I've been listening to. It's called Belonging with Becca Piastrelli, I think. I'll put the link in the description. But she spoke one day about how homes have personalities and homes have a spirit about them. And this is something like ever since I was little, me and my sister used to do this thing where like if we'd leave a place or when we move from an apartment or something like that, we would thank the space, you know, like thank you so much for all the memories, and you know, say goodbye to the place, because I feel like places also have spirits. And she was talking about that, and she says that sometimes what she will do is she will get a bell and she'll ring it in the corners of the house. I don't do that because I feel like this is not a practice that I'm used to, but it gave me the idea of like using this bell also as a way to like wake myself up sometimes. So every now and then when I'm feeling foggy or when I'm feeling like I'm not in my body, like I'm not embodied in my body and I need that, then I'll just like ring this bell, like pretty loud actually, you know, all around my head to like wake myself up. And it's amazing. It gives me a bit of a shake up. It's a bit strange, but it is what it is. And then this, oh my gosh, my beloved elephant bamboo. This was gifted to me by one of my favorite people in life, who I used to live with in Brooklyn, Joey. He's actually an artist. I'll put his information in the bio, or I might maybe splice some of his work in here. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but oh my gosh, he's a great artist and he's so much fun and he's got such a wonderful energy. And we lived together and he had this in his room. And I was just so in love with it. And when he left, oh my gosh, it was very sad when he left the house, when he moved out. I was devastated. I'm not even going to lie. But it was good because it was new beginnings for him. And he left this in my room for me. I felt so emotional, you know, so I've just lugged this around with me everywhere that I've gone. The bamboo ended up having a bit of a hard time because when I had moved to Manhattan, when I left to go to South Africa, I was staying in a dorm in Manhattan, and by the time I got back, because it was such a hot mess of a disastrous situation, I couldn't get into my apartment where I was living because the building was shut down. So the plant died, you know, the bamboo died, but I was determined to rescue her and to keep it alive. So I took off the dead parts and I replanted, and I spoke to the tree. I was like, listen, if you would like to remain with me, I would love to nurture you and we can grow stronger. And the plant has come back to life. It was way bigger and way more like luscious, but we're getting there. It's okay. And then over here, I have a Himalayan salt lava lamp. Not lava lamp, I'm sorry, just a light lamp. I don't know. I'm not feeling it so much. I bought one like last year that's in storage right now, because obviously when I moved out of the Manhattan place, there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't bring with me into the place that I live in now. But that one was like on point. This one just feels very, I don't know, it just feels, I want to say cheap. I also want to say it doesn't feel authentic. But the more that I put it on every day, I've actually started appreciating it. But I just don't like how, like, at the top here, it's the way it is, and it's very flaky. But it's fine. I think I'm gonna keep it, even though I wanted to return it. Yeah, and then here is my charging station with all my things. I'm somebody who really does not like, over there it's not focusing for whatever reason. I'm somebody who dislikes like cords and things like that, so I try to put it away from sight so that if I'm on my desk, I don't have to deal with all that mess that's over there. And then down here I have a humidifier that's on pretty much throughout the day. And then I have another small one that's actually more of a diffuser. I don't have it on right now, and that one rotates light. So sometimes I'll put it at the other end of the room just so that it can bring some different energy and like the aromatherapy element into my day. But I don't always feel like I need it, only when I feel like I need zen or to wake up a little bit. And then here's my Fitbit. It's charging. I can't believe how much I rely on my Fitbit, to be honest. Yeah, I love it. It helps me with getting my sleep together because I'm not a good sleeper. I literally go to bed. Yes, I'm one of those people who uses literally a lot. I go to bed sometimes at 3 in the morning. So it's been really helping me learn how my sleeping patterns look like, how I breathe when I'm sleeping, my level of REM sleep, my level of deep sleep, my level of restlessness during the night. It's just been amazing. And I've started taking melatonin, and I am tracking my sleep. And obviously my steps and my heart rate and all that other stuff, but the sleep is the part that's been like, oh my goodness, how can they track all that? And then this is my earphones for the laptop, because you know how Apple is, they have all these different ports and stuff. So that's that. And then my iPad I keep here. I actually charge it overnight every day, and sometimes when I'm sitting at my desk, because the TV's behind me, it would be too distracting to do that unless I'm playing like lo-fi music or something. But otherwise I will have my iPad here. I can actually show you how I set it up. Is I just will open it and put it like this, and then, oh my word, play something on there. I usually will put it on this side because that just makes more sense, it's more space. Or I will just do it like this and play like that when I feel like I don't want to get distracted by the keyboard. Wow, discom bubble. Anyway, so that's that. And then my laptop. Oh my gosh, you know, ever since I've been young, okay, I'm going to continue where I left off. My battery actually died earlier. So what I was saying is that ever since I've been young, I'm going to sit down for this one, I've always wanted to have a nice laptop. And it just feels so good to be in a space now where I actually own one. And I get to use it every day. And not only use it every day, but it's like a really good quality laptop that I managed to get through my college. Long story, but yeah, it's just been really amazing to see that I now have quite a few of the things that I wanted when I was young, you know, and a nice working laptop is definitely one of those things. Yeah, I mean, some of you already know my background, but I grew up in Garangua, in a township. And wait, maybe I should switch this around so I can actually talk to you guys. Yeah, as I was saying, I grew up in a township in Garangua, and the township that I grew up in, we were not exactly rich, you know, and it took me a very long time to recognize that we actually were poor because I think my parents did a very good job of making us feel like our reality was the norm, which it was in my community. And I think there's a lot of things that I have noticed as I've grown older that we just didn't have, and I only noticed later on in life. For instance, some people talk about how, like, oh, you know, at some point when the internet was still like very slow and it was still very new, they'd have like dial-up internet and stuff like that. But where I grew up, we never had internet at the house at all. I would even go as far as saying that the school that I went to, we didn't really have internet. We used to use typewriters. Oh my gosh. I actually just remembered our typing lessons we would do on the typewriter. So I come from a background where, like, for me, even to this day, even though I'm like grown, like having a Mac laptop for me is a big deal. Okay. And I think that inner child will always be there and be excited about stuff like that. And then what else? Yeah, also like clothing, and like, you know, people used to have nice clothing during like Civi's Day, and it wasn't always popping for us. But I will say that I didn't recognize until like later on, because I think my mother and my father did a good job of making us feel like our reality was normal. But obviously when you're a child and you notice how the difference is when you go to different suburbs, when you go to your friends' houses, you're like, how come they have 2 cars and we don't have a car? How come they have such a big house and we only have, how come we have a toilet outside and they have a toilet inside? You notice things like that when you're a kid, and you're kind of like, oh well, I guess maybe that's just how they built their house. You know what I mean? But yeah, all of that to say, I'm very grateful for the things that I do have. Of course, we all have dreams and goals of more things that we want. But I think this quarantine, I've just spent quite a lot of my time really just thinking about what am I grateful for, and slowly thinking through the things that I once wanted that I now have. And yeah, I know I keep harping on the laptop, but it's a big deal for me. I now have a laptop, MacBook laptop. Wow. You know, obviously I've had it for a while now, so that wow factor is not there, but every now and then that inner child will kick in and be like, yo. Yeah, so that's it for my desk tour, my tiny desk tour. I say it's a tiny desk because it actually is small. I think because there's so much that I fit on the desk, it seems like it's actually bigger than it is, but it's not. It's quite a small desk. There's some drawers here that, as you can imagine, are a hot mess. There's literally nothing exciting in there. The only thing that I could do by showing you those drawers is shock, horror, terrify you, because it's just disgusting in there. I will say that the cupboards on the left, maybe I can show you in there. I think that's actually a little bit reasonable. All right, let me just switch the camera around so I can show you. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here. This drawer actually is not that bad. It just has like lots of cords and stuff. This is the one that's the disaster, shock, horror. And then in here we have quite a few things. We have this hand puppet that Charlie actually got to speak to my nephew, because obviously they didn't know each other, so it was like a way of like having an icebreaker type thing. And actually I end up using it more than he does. I'll be like, hi my friend, how are you? My name is Mr. Dadasa. You know, actually I end up having so much fun talking to him with it. I almost feel like it's more for me now. And then there's the watercolors that I mentioned. I went through like a watercolor phase and I bought this. I do feel like I'll use it more than I have already. And then also got these are actually Charlie's. He uses them more, I use them more than him. And then in here we have this bulk watercolor paper for painting. And then this newspaper here, as I always keep it here as like a reminder that I can always create more artworks and more collages. And I think it's more symbolic thing of like, keep it close so that it doesn't feel like it's that far away. And then down here it's all like stuff from Amazon that we want to return. That actually, it reminds me, we need to get cracking on that. So yeah, that's what's in that little corner there. Yes, I'm back. So yeah, I hope that was enjoyable for you. I'm the kind of person who really enjoys like seeing how other people live and seeing how people organize their spaces. And this is just a small version of a space in my home that I wanted to share with you. And I had a lot of fun, like just talking about the stuff that's on my desk. And it's so funny, I actually went to speak to Charlie earlier on, and he was like, because I was using his phone to put it on the charger here, because obviously I'm using my phone to record, but well, it's not that obvious. But then he was after like me recording for like 15 minutes or 16 minutes, I went over, I needed help with something. And he was like, so can I get my phone back? And I was like, no, I'm still recording. He's like, what could you possibly be saying about the stuff on your desk? Like, here's a water bottle. You know, what else is there to say? And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm very long-winded. I love explaining things. And I feel like there's a story behind a lot of the stuff on my desk. And I love sharing stories of where things originate from or why I have them. So yeah, that's that. And I hope you found this interesting somewhat, and maybe it's something that you just listen to in the background, I don't know, but it was fun actually recording it and telling you where I got everything. And yeah, thanks for watching this far. I hope you have a good day further, a good evening further, good morning further, And yeah, please definitely subscribe and like this post or this video if you feel so inclined. And thank you, just thank you. Okay, goodbye.